First, I want to know your name.
My name's Pat
Pat what?
Patterson.
Jackson. Who did you take from?
Well, I took here with Cookie and
Oh, yeah. Teachers. What's your question?
I don't know, when you work, do you usually work by yourself? Do you work with music?
I work with music, with or without music. Pat, when I came along, if you got a job with music, great. If you got a job without music, great. You had to learn both ways.
I had to do it by yourself.
Oh, I had to do a show under any circumstances. No matter what it was, mud, sand, gravel, I'd do all of it. And I didn't bring my sandboard because it's in repair right now. They lost it in Europe. And I just got it back. That's what made me late. I had to stay a day over to get my mat back. And they messed it all up because they sent it to Paris instead of to Germany. And I'm having it worked over a little bit. And I'd like to show you on the circumstances where you have to do a show anywhere you are if you're going to be a dancer. See, I'm not a showman. I can just dance. And you have to, if you're going to make money out of dancing like I have to make, you have to be able to do it all any kind of way. You have to be able to perform. And if you don't perform, you don't have your pockets. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to give you a little demonstration of the sand without the sand. Is it all right?
All right.
Can you, you'll have to save the pieces. You have to contend with the tap.
We can throw sugar down if you want.
That would be awful sweet.
Can we get some sugar
And
from
some
here?
salt. I'm going to tell him.
Okay. Good. Yeah.
Right on the Mexican border. And you can step out of my hometown into the next town and you'll be in Mexico. Standing like this. And on both sides was nothing but sand. And it's like the desert waste down there. Right? Where the Baja is where they test all the cars to see how rough they can go. And by me running out of something to do on tapping and tap dancing, I used to try to do a sand dance, dance in the sand. But I didn't think about the sound until I was moved to California at an early age, to Los Angeles, from Baja California, and I was reared up in Los Angeles, and that's where I began to get cement and everything. Then I began to think about the sound I was doing in the sand down in Baja, and I perfected a little sound. So in my early days, I wanted to be a prize fighter, and I got in the ring to fight, and in the box in the corner, they had a rosin box, and you go in this rosin box to put the rosin on your feet, so when you get on the canvas, you don't slip down in the box. And I used to do such a gyration in this rosin box here, and I didn't want to go out there no way. I wasn't mad at it. I just having some fun, but I got in the rosin box, and I did such a long dance till the people in the audience preferred me doing the dance than boxing. And I broke my hand a couple of times, and then I had to quit. So then I made me a rosin box, which I have now, but it's been repaired. And it took me quite a while to perfect the sound that I wanted and how I wanted to use it. I used to put the sandpaper on my shoes, glue it on my shoes, and get on the board and sandpaper, but I wore the board out. Then I used to glue the sandpaper on the board, and I wore my shoes out. So I said, I got to figure this out. And it took me quite a while to just lay the sand on the board, and you wear the sand out, and you save the board and the shoes. And since then, I've been dancing in one pair of sand shoes 25 years, doing the sand dance. And these shoes that you see here, they're pretty old too. And you don't wear shoes out there, they're like gloves. You don't wear gloves out. So this dance that I'm gonna do for you right now is like, I used to do in the rosin box. And I put a little rhythm to it and a little different movements. And you'll hear all different kind of sounds. You'll recognize the sounds as you hear them. And you have to go along with the tap because my sand shoes don't have taps on them. And I'm going to try to keep this tap out of it as much as possible. So bear with it. And if you want to do this, it'll be better.
Up off the ground.
Yes.
Up off the ground?
Yeah. We want it right.
Point it at it, James.